Welcome to the National Queer Arts Festival 2021. Welcome to our first ever all virtual festival. We're so happy that you could join us. I know it's been a hard year and we're so happy to be together in community here. Thank you for celebrating our emerging artists and our newly titled Dwayne Calizo Emerging Artist Residency. These are our jewels of the program. I am so incredibly grateful to have been in artistic leadership, mentorship, and in the process and flow with these artists. They have truly shown me a new way and a new vision. The future is right here with our Dwayne Calizo Emerging Artist Residency.
Look at these bored hoes over here.
I'm not bored, I'm just introspective.
This is the coven of color.
We're all the coven of color.
Let's see. Leo is love. Leo is legacy. Is legend. Leo is limitless. Leo is life. Leo is eternal. Leo is ethereal. Is exquisite. Is elegant. Leo is the embodiment of energy, of exceptionality, of existence. Leo is outstanding. Leo is outrageous. Leo is overflowing. Leo is originality. Leo is ongoing. Because we don't die, we just move on. Transitions be new forms. May your journey continue in the goal you carry shine on. I guess there's nothing more to prove. You see, I picture you in a beautiful darkness somewhere carrying the moon. They say you planet hopping to the next realm. Feels like you did it too soon. Left us all on this earth in gloom, but the sun shine always. Your voice is the easy on hard days. It's the power that help us climb mountains on tall days, and I know the next form will give it all back to you. I'm talking tenfold. When the soul holds the jewels you hold, the weight can get heavy on the back, and all the troubles you needed to unpack, I hope you let them go. And now you're soaring. I know this planet must have been born. You larger than life, but bless the day you was born. Bless the folks that know you inside out. Bless the ones that witness in awe from a distance. I've been trying to paint this picture mentally, in color form, and all I see is purple and gold. Your royalty and wisdom, your wisdom and royalty. Bless your soul. Bless your transition. Bless your family and close loved ones. Bless all the parts you left behind for us to hold on. You give abundance with life and love. And I hope you feel it all back. You live on, literally. Your spirit is living on. You see, energy is always conserved. It cannot be created or destroyed. So in essence, Energy can only be converted from one form to another. And in that sense, in that reality, we don't die, we just move on. Transitions be new form. May your journey continue when the goal you carry shine on. Thank you for your brilliance. Thank you for your gifts. Thank you for the songs. And maybe one day we'll all find home. Many blessings, Leo. Many, many blessings. And much love to you. Peace.
We have Leo is performing in Eunuch. Eunuch explores sexual identity and expression through the lens of a fat, black, queer body. Eunuch arose out of a question: why do I struggle with romantic and sexual intimacy? Eunuch is a deeply personal and slightly autobiographical look at the journey through sex and belonging. Eunuch was chosen as the title because eunuchs have historically been unsexed, placated, and invisible figures in many societies. The job of eunuch was to look at the emotions and the egos of others fully and selflessly. Eunuch is a journey into Leo, a journey into want, a journey into desire, and a journey into the challenges of the moment. Y'all put your hands together, show your absolute love for Leo Lyons in Eunuch.
Take me to the water. Take me to the water. Take me to the water to be baptized. How to be baptized. Eunuch, a castrated man placed in charge of a harem or employed as a chamberlain in a palace. Eunuch. They didn't think me dangerous. They did not fear me because in me they sensed love for them and care for their happiness. They felt me more concerned than truth and abided in me as fable. They deemed me castrate, only accepting the half, maybe less. This to them meant they could tell me all of who they are and I could listen and hold it like a deep vessel, a jeweled chalice there to help them awaken, sway, and falter. These ones were abusive. They ignored me. They distanced themselves from my power and broke into me constantly without concern. I am eunuch. I, born of dark matter, into this dimmed world to journey through as the unknown. I, given the status of aggressor, never quite fell into that role. It did not feel nice. It did not feel like me. When I do not recognize myself, I am vaulted off the ground and there is no place left for my feet. I like to dig into the earth. Being me is the only alternative. I've carried so many of them along the way. I gather stories and dreams of what they aspire towards. I think of them in the day and night. I want them to be that which they decide to be. I stayed there for many years after he castrated me, after he took from me what I did not say he could have. I walked into the world with a new vision of it. The world is a danger. It is a place where people take and do not give, and give as myth. When he took from me, he thought he was giving. Maybe that is why he isn't imprisoned in his theft. I covered my body with sadness and shame, cloaked it in pity and loneliness. I thought this life was for me to sojourn, me to never quite find myself, me to point others within, complete them, then be left by them without a touch, without skin, without love. I am sure some loved me. I am sure some love me still. They walked alongside me in Shadowlands. I always saw them after, when they were not near me. I felt safer in that space. I realized then that I had cost myself a relationship with the ground for much time, floating above it, exalted and untouchable to others. I always thought he made me eunuch. However, I realized that I thoroughly breathed into that space on my accord long ago. I have been in love a few times. Love is confusing because she doesn't act the same every time she joins you. Sometimes I don't know what to call her because she is rebellious. The power of Venus, how far her reach and her shout, her touch echoes for centuries. This, I imagine, is why great love stays with us. Love is the land of the unknown. It only manifests fully with trust and letting go. Holding on is its greatest enemy. I find it so compelling the perfected virgin was birthed in my Venus. My lifelong struggle to hold on is in part because of her stubborn placement here. I have learned that my holding on to love that is meant to go away has been some of my greatest pains. I believe I'm missing the richness of love, the light she brings. I find that I don't open up for others to love me, but deeply I feel me wanting them to fight for the right to. When I walk through and see so many in love, holding one another, speaking with their hearts, I am reminded mine hasn't spoken yet and hasn't been spoken to. I find love to be cast away from me. It is far away in a vessel on the waters that floats off out of eye. I thought my duties as eunuch meant that love will always miss me. I will always wave goodbye as others jump on ship. Love is for other people. I am meant to love but not be loved. I thought this for so long. It seemed so real and correct and without question. It was my altar. I submitted before it daily and did not question it. Because I am eunuch, and love is not mine, it flies past me without regard. The eunuch loves with whole heart. The eunuch pours out this love to her lovers. Her lovers do not see her. They do not touch her. They do not hold her. But they do confide within her and take their fill. They then scurry to the arms and legs and warmth and heat of another, and the eunuch is born again in swaddling clothes and left in the manger. Wade in the water. Wade in the water, children, wade in the water. Gods are gonna trouble the water. Wade in the water. Wade. Way in the water. Gods have gone to trouble the water. He took me into his chamber. He was dark, his chamber dark. His eyes glazed over in search of what hid in other hemispheres. The sun had met the lion, and this day the lioness gave me her yearly kiss. Before this day, I awaited her patiently for her warmth and her care. After this day, I didn't see her again. I lay petrified, awaiting the theft. I could not stop it. I did not try. I received it into my body as if it were my fault. I didn't stop him. I did not try. I forgot who I was. I forgot how to remember. I stopped talking to people that day. I left my heart in his chamber. I buried my head. I laughed it off, shed not one tear. I made it normal. He castrated me that day. That day eunuch was birthed. He feasted and I lay still, taken. I made good on the promise that no one would take my body again, that I would not endure any more chambers. I said that day, I want out. Others look for bodies to touch, but the eunuch looks for what he doesn't know. Looking is blindness. Looking is lies. Others look, eunuch searches. The roads bend and turn and fall and rise, and eunuch stumbles. Others find, eunuch is stuck. Others interlock, hands and frolic. Others bounce and pounce on and over each other. They eat hidden fruits and are nourished. Eunuch obeys. These winds are silent masters, and eunuch is petrified of them. Eunuch doesn't look because he knows he will find empty spaces behind rusty doorknobs. Eunuch knows that life is just beyond the pointed finger at the end of an outstretched arm, still out of reach, but so close. To be eunuch is to know the desert. Eunuch walks under the sun and is scorched, and is drenched and is moved inward. The truth of life consolidated in his secret place. People look for eunuch but do not see him, so they ignore him. They turn heads and walk away and trust that eunuch is safe and happy. They do not know him. They do not know that they don't know him. They do not know what to look for. Others look for bodies. Eunuch is bodiless. 'Tis the old ship of Zion. 'Tis the old ship of Zion. 'Tis the old ship of Zion. Yes. Get on board. Get on board. It has carried many a thousand. It has carried many a thousands. Oh yes, it has carried many a thousand. Yes, it has. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. The groves of righteousness, for they Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy. And blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be shown God's children. Blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
For Nakia Poche, the future is liberated and listening. Welcoming to the stage, Fluid, flirting with life outside the matrix.
What am I made of? I'm made of Southern black bones and calloused hands that often get forgotten. I'm made of Southern black bones and calloused hands that often get forgotten in the collective imagination of blackness. I'm made of Southern black bones and calloused hands covered in clusters of protruding veins that tilled gardens, snapped peas, and stitched quilts for hours. Built houses brick by brick on lands prone to flooding, prone to washing carcasses across yards I used to play in when it's hurricane season. I'm made of ancestral memories I never lived, of old wounds etched in my skin since I was 10. I'm made of unflinching, liberatory convictions that feel as if they've been embedded in every inch of my organ systems. And maybe that's why I'm never sure where I fit or if I've ever been a perfect fit at any moment in time in any particular space I've been placed. Because where do you place fatness wrapped in blackness that's untethered to gendered social scripts? Where do you place blackness wrapped in fatness that's untethered to gendered social scripts and dedicated to excavating ways to live outside the systems I inherited? I defy all easy to script narratives, yet my body is always on the menu, always 2 degrees shy from public consumption, always relegated to being a vessel for others to use at their own discretion. One day, she wanted to see me strip. Now, we had known each other for maybe 4 weeks, had never met in person, but she wanted to see me strip. Wanted me to prove my confidence by unveiling my flesh in her presence, and I wondered how many of her previous prospective lovers were subjected to this test. Why is my flesh always under assessment, always under the microscope of an unexpected other? And it's funny because no one ever asked this of me when I was thin. Isn't it interesting how thinness grants you an automatic pass to being insecure free while also granting you an all-access pass to expressing any insecurities you have freely? Because see, the truth is, no matter how much I exhibit confidence, they still see me through distorted lenses. A reflection of severed connections to their inner selves. I mean, seriously, they think, how in the hell could I, in this body, in this frame, purport to be this free mentally when they're still trapped in the metaphorical matrix? trapped inside constricting ideological rule books and guidelines that define every decision they can and cannot take. Stuck weighing themselves against external shells, inside debilitating self-critique, analyzing where they stand, trapped in a land of comparison, so I keep conjuring up futures where measuring sticks don't exist, where my fatness doesn't factor into the level of care I can expect to receive, isn't a factor I consider reflexively every time I go unseen, where my stretch marks aren't the fault lines lovers stay away from, where our fat black bodies don't become a source of internet fodder and contempt when we're the latest victim of state violence. But I can't stop wondering, where do we go in the interim? Where do we go to be seen authentically before we get to the future I know is possible? What I'm saying is, where do the people who don't fit, not even with the misfits, go? Are we perpetually invisible, caught in an era that's yet to come, trapped in time, defective by life design? Okay, breathe. I'm getting ahead of myself again. See, I vacillate between extremes when it comes to futuristic visioning.
Coming next to our virtual Zoom stage, we have Emma Norman, and another amazing emerging artist who I am so grateful to have worked with this year, who has shared nothing but joy and laughter throughout the entire season. I am pleased to present Emma Norman's new piece, See My Heart. See My Heart is a meditation on the memories, identity, and resilience of San Franciscan elder Morgan Russo. Morgan's stories reveal the experience of someone destined to come to knowledge of herself in unforgettable ways, and how she transformed that self-knowledge into her autobiographical comedic art. By way of recorded conversations and analog photography, this short piece offers a glimpse beyond Morgan's gender and into the heart of a talented woodworker, an important community member, and a cherished friend. Welcoming to the stage, Emma Norman's piece, See My Heart.
No, in Spar, Florida, which is between Gainesville and Ocala. It's horse country. Yeah, for almost 5 years. That was with my nephew, Billy. It was Billy and I, and between 250 and 300 greyhounds from just Welch to ready to fall over from old age. Yep. And it was one of the cool farms. They didn't, when they broke grade, they didn't shoot them and throw them in the hole. They found places for them to live. Oh, I can tell you that story too.
Yeah?
Yeah, I have another story. It's not really lunchtime. Good story, but...
I'm done.
Oh, good for you. Like twice a week, I would have to pick up the shit buckets, because you had to pick up the buckets on all the runs, the long and short runs, the puppy runs, the working kennel, and all that. All had to be picked up, and it would go in the hole in the back. And we had a new Camino. And we put between 18 and 22 buckets, 5-gallon buckets, greyhound poop in the back. I had a pair of jungle fatigues, real light jungle fatigues. No shoes and no shirt almost all the time. And long hair. And I weighed like 118 forever. The dogs didn't care. And I would back the El Camino up until the tailgate was over the hole. I went to throw the first one, and you give it a good toss so it comes out of the bucket. So I went like this. I had it way out here. I only weighed 118 pounds. It's 5 gallons of dog shit. Kind of wet dog shit. I had it at arm's length. It made a noise like, and I followed it into the hole. I was in dog shit up to my armpits. Maggots and dog shit. I didn't know that I could levitate, but somehow I came up out of the dog shit, and there was probably 150, 160 yearling greyhounds in the long and short pens alongside of me that were all like looking at me like that as I ran for the nearest hose. But I had the undivided attention of all the greyhounds. So I've been some places. It's just another place I've been.
Morgan is a regular customer at Pinhole, the coffee shop in San Francisco where I've worked for years. She usually gets a pour-over. Ethiopian is her favorite. Before we became friends, I noticed the way she would savor her drink, sipping it quietly, as if she and the coffee were communicating telepathically. Over the years, I learned more about her. She lives around the corner from Pinhole and has a wood shop there in her garage. She does stand-up comedy, stand-up storytelling actually, and has for years. I'd heard about how great she was on stage, but when I finally did see her set, I laughed so hard I cried. When Morgan came into the shop, I'd often leave my position on bar to sit next to her to shoot the shit for a little while. She'd tease me with the first few sentences of what seemed to be some dark or funny story about her life. One day she came in while I was working and beckoned me over. She told me about an experience she'd had recently, where someone was looking at her quizzically, staring her up and down, like they couldn't focus on what she was saying. She knew it was because they couldn't discern her gender. She said, "I wish people would stop trying to figure me out and just see my heart." Filmmaker Roz Greenfield made a documentary about Morgan and another comedian, Ehsan Mafi, called Squirrels Don't Judge. Actor Kevin Allison recorded Morgan for his Risk podcast back in 2012, which he later included in his book by the same name. Here are some clips from Morgan's story for Risk, Always a Woman.
Being good with my hands and tools is one of the things that makes me a kind of a hot shit lesbian. You know? I know the God of my understanding has a sense of humor. The God of my understanding decided, let's give the trans girl a 10-inch cock. Really, God? Do you have any idea what this shit is doing to my panty lines? It was in the way. So, I did iron work on the waterfront in Jersey City for like 10 years. I worked on a bunch of different buildings. And hanging out with the boys. Right before lunch, we'd be looking over the side of the building from like the 20th floor or something and seeing girls. And I love women. I've always loved women. But I'd be looking over the side with the boys that I was working with. They'd be thinking, we could do those girls. I'd be thinking, I could do that outfit. Look at those shoes. And they had no idea. The next time I came to, I was in intensive care, where I realized morphine is a wonderful drug for when you fall 2 floors and break 29 bones. Not so much for Friday nights as I had thought previously. And the next thing I realized was, I've lived 50 years without ever being able to tell my truth. And the next thing I realized, laying there in that hospital bed, was there's plenty of ugly women out there. I'm doing this. Get out of the way.
Before the pandemic hit, I went to Morgan's place every couple of weeks to make audio recordings and take pictures while she worked. I got to know her lovely partner, Sharon. She showed me memorabilia from her past, like all of the pieces of metal that surgeons rigged into her arm after she fell 2 stories ironworking and broke 29 bones. Or the pocket from her favorite pair of jeans. She's got it framed. Or her jewel-tone dilator kit from post-op, which she keeps in an old-fashioned doctor's briefcase.
That's you?
Yeah. I did boy well, no?
Yeah.
That's why I have it mounted to a window shade, because I used to do Harveys and stuff like that in gay bars. Men were like, I was like, okay, you can stop like oogling the picture now.
Hot.
Yeah, Billy sent that to me, titled them The Man of My Dreams.
Billy was your ex-wife?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we were married for 22 years. And this is who I cheated on her with. This woman here.
Yourself.
Yeah.
You cheated on her with
and
yourself.
she couldn't get with the fact that that was who she was in a lesbian relationship with.
Wow.
Some stories she told me are really funny, like that one from the Greyhound farm in Florida. But much of what she shared was difficult, both hard for her to articulate and hard for me to hear. I wondered if she'd ever translated these memories into words before, ever allowed herself to process some of the events she survived.
I can remember laying a newspaper down on a foot of snow and going to sleep more than once. I can remember using my boots as pillows on more than one occasion, if I would even take them off. And it was all self-induced, pretty much, because I didn't want to conform. It was so much more important to, I don't know, cut my nose off to spite my face, I guess. Yeah, all the glimpses and glimmers of life on the road and just places I've been. Really, really great places and really scary places. And it's amazing I'm here, Emma.
I'm so happy. When I listen to the recordings, I hear my impulse to comfort and smooth. I can't help but want to heal my friend, my elder, whom I look up to and love. I wish for the impossible, that I somehow could have protected her from the bad experiences she endured, and I worry that it may be traumatic for her to delve back into the past. But she reassured me. It is what it is. In the moment, it's reliving it.
Yeah.
You know, and afterwards, it's an assessment of what it was. And at 67, I can handle it, given who I am. With the tools I've accumulated in the past 29 plus years, I'm good. I can take it. And I have all the shit that I've accumulated downstairs. I'm better with a project. I'm good with that. I have stuff to do. You know, I feel like I have purpose, and that helps me. I have, you know, every day I think about the life that Sharon and I have.
I'm crying.
No. I do. I'm really happy about what I have with Sharon. I think about how lucky I am. You know, to have met her at 50.
In her woodshop, Morgan is in her element, problem solving and creating things that only she can make. She gets interrupted by neighborhood dogs throughout the day. They know she keeps treats by the door. Passers-by are drawn into her shop from her sidewalk display on their way up to Bernal Hill. We began our friendship with her as my customer coming in to get her daily coffee, but since then I've become a repeat customer of hers. I have a cheese board, I have a custom coat rack, I even commissioned her to build a case for my 4x5 view camera. I got to be there while she made the initial measurements and cuts. It was a typical day in her shop, with me loitering and neighbors stopping by.
Yeah, and then if there could just be a little compartment here, then I could put the loop and the...
Of course.
The loop and the
loop
leveler.
The lupina.
And the bits and bobs.
Give this woman a lupina. Please. She's been in line for a lupina for hours now. Why has she not gotten a lupina yet? I ask you.
I would say that Morgan is one of the most remarkable people I know. She really is. She can come in here and she gets these tools and she learns how to use them and she creates stuff. But in addition to her creative, she is very helpful in the neighborhood. For example, I tried to put a new skirt on my sink and she came over and saved me, you know, simple things like that. Yeah. So I think of you, Morgan, when I go in there.
And you know how often she goes in, like 5 times a day.
She goes in there quite a bit, doesn't she?
I'd love you to see some of the things my deceased husband made.
Oh, yeah.
He was a woodworker. Maybe I'll take
cool.
some pictures and show you.
Yeah, show me.
Because
I'd
when
like
you're
to see
showing
them.
me this,
I'd like
my
to
heart's
see
going.
them. Oh, good.
Yeah, I would love to show
And you have some of my stuff, too.
Yeah, yeah.
My neighbors.
They love you.
I know.
Morgan is a beloved partner, neighbor, community member, hilarious comedian, complete individual, survivor, and a really good friend to have on your side.
And making people laugh. I've always been a storyteller, and apparently I have an interesting story. I want to keep telling my story and getting it out there, because it's not wrong. I am a good woman. And I'm a contributor. I make people laugh, damn it. I feel like my mission is to clear brush for the people that come behind me. You know, for the people that are my age. And a lot of the people that do step to this do it later in life, when their parents have died, when their children have married and gone away, when this and when that. People coming behind me. And my heroes are the parents of the children of today, when their kids tug on their purse and ask, when do I get to carry the purse? They're listening. They're not just negating it right off the bat, which is kind of cool.
I only want to know that. And while you're getting her the lupina, where the fuck is my pencil?
Fly, never stop, that's what I do. I go so high, I won't turn around. Who says there's more than one life? I say you get but one try. never stop, just like the wind, yeah. So high, I won't turn around. Who says there's more than one life? I say, this time just make it right, make it right, make it right. Good things always seem to end. Your bad dreams sometimes fade away. Your life's dreams won't stop the world and you go. You just fly high, fly high. Fly, never stop, that's what I do. So high.
Dwayne Calizo, aka Booby. Dwayne Calizo was born on March 15, 1963 in Fort Still, Oklahoma, to Elizabeth E. Loggins and Beneficio A. Calizo. Surrounded by the love of his family and friends, Dwayne passed away on May 17, 2015 in San Francisco, California at the age of 52. He is also survived by his siblings and a number of friends and family. We acknowledge his extended family in San Francisco, his partners, his collaborators, and his life and legacy. Dwayne Calizo was the founder of Mama Calizo's Voice Factory Theater in San Francisco, California, where many emerging artists took the stage and took flight for the first time, with a space and a curator who believed feverishly in fostering creativity wherever it was found. With love, care, and compassion, Dwayne instilled the values of perseverance, love, and creativity as a cause, as a practice, as a meditation, and a prayer. Dwayne Calizo changed the lives of so many queer artists, including my own, creating career, creating dream, creating vision, and creating mission. And today we honor with this tribute Dwayne Calizo and Mama Calizo's Voice Factory Theater for the divine goodness that it has created in our community and for the creative capacity that it has birthed as a vision of a myriad of artists who are in service to the community, representing our community right now on Zoom stages across the country. We are incredibly grateful for the gift of Dwayne Calizo in our world and incredibly gifted by the example that he set for all of us. We lead with love, we lead with compassion, we lead with generosity, we give faith, we watch courage, we arise with bravery. Dwayne Calizo taught us the narrative of the emerging artist, what it means to create career with integrity and in community. And for this and so much more, we are all truly grateful. Ashe. For Dwayne. Now take a moment to find yourself comfortable in your seat. Find yourself in a space that is relaxing and allows you to be in a place of stillness. Find yourself there now. And when you are there, find yourself seated, feeling your feet supported, feeling the bend of the knee, feeling the twist of the hip, sedentary, feeling the rise of the spine, the elongated neck, feeling the head floating above as we count down from 3, 2, and 1, moving into a soft gaze as we find ourselves in our sacred space, our space of security, our space of sweetness, a loving space, space where we find ourselves welcomed and protected. So when you find yourself in that space, it may be up amongst the stars, dancing on the rings of Saturn, or deep beneath the sea, watching the coral and the fish float by. And maybe your safe, sacred space is painting out in a meadow, or your grandmother's hug, or holding your father's hand. Wherever your safe, sacred space is, find yourself there now. And now let us take a deep collective breath together on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. In and hold, and exhaling at your leisure. And again together, 1, 2, 3. In and hold, and exhaling at your leisure. And again on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. In and hold, and exhaling at your leisure. Inhaling deeply and exhaling completely. Continuing to breathe in your own rhythm and your own pace in your own time. Let us take deep breaths as we remember our worthiness, that we are loved and lovable, that we are a part of a legacy that is unfolding in the right now, that you are exactly where you're supposed to be, living on time and on purpose. And on this, let us take a deep collective breath together. 1, 2, 3, in and hold, and exhaling at your leisure. Again, 1, 2, 3, in and hold, and exhaling at your leisure. And again, 1, 2, 3, in and hold, and exhaling at your leisure. As you continue to breathe in your own rhythm, in your own pace, in your own time, inhaling completely and exhaling deeply. Remembering that we stand on the shoulders of our legacy makers, that our ancestors are here in support of us, that we walk in deep alignment with our inner knowing of our grace, of our beauty, of our fortitude, and of our resilience. And on this, let us take a deep collective breath together. 1, 2, 3, in and hold, and exhaling at your leisure. And again, 1, 2, 3, in and hold, and exhaling at your leisure. And once more together, 1, 2, 3, in and hold, and exhaling at your leisure. continuing to breathe in your own rhythm, in your own pace, in your own time. As you recognize that your creativity is in your everyday being, that you are brave every morning that you wake up and face the world. And on the days that you don't, have the courage to rest. The resilience that holds you and sustains you is always rising to meet you. All that you need is already on its way. You are living on time. You are on purpose. You are where you are supposed to be. The creativity of your life and your experience is all your own, and nothing would be the same without you. And on this, let us take a deep collective breath together on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, in, and hold, and exhaling at your leisure. And again, 1, 2, 3, in, and hold, and exhaling at your leisure. Let the depth of your breath carry you through as you inhale deeply and exhale completely. Let us sit in reflection, knowing our goodness, knowing our wellness, knowing that we are deserving, that you are worthy, that you were born in this worthiness, and nothing and no one can ever take it away. We breathe knowing that we trust ourselves, surrendering to our own intuition, following our inner guidance, knowing that our grace will sustain us, that the ancestral plane holds us, and that we affirm all good things from all good places in our legacy and in our lives. In our everyday being, we are constantly in a prayerful meditation, a practice of being in oneness, with goodness, with grace, with gratitude, finding the joy in just being, in the respite, in self-care, in the mindfulness of this moment. Know that you are worthy, you are ready, you are valuable, you are needed, you are necessary, you are loved, you are lovable, you are grace, you are gratitude, you are forgiven, you are forgiveness, you are forgiving, you are compassionate, you are balanced, you are healed, you are healed, you are healed. The art of this life is what will show you the way. The grace of this life is what will sustain your path, and your inner knowing is what will guide you. Embrace this divine humility as you move through this life, this moment, and this breath with absolute pleasure and ease. And on this, let us take a deep collective breath and exhaling with a deep sound. 1, 2, 3, in, and hold, and exhaling with sound. And again, 1, 2, 3, in, and hold, and exhaling with sound. And again, 1, 2, 3, in, and hold, and exhaling with sound at your leisure. Continuing to breathe deeply, continuing to breathe in your own rhythm, in your own pace, in your own time. And as we breathe, we remember that the future is now, the future is you, the future is here, the future is abundant,
The future is queer. The future is loved. The future is generous. The future is creative. The future is peace. The future is a vision. The future is our mission. The future is us. And on this, let us take a deep collective breath together. 1, 2, 3, in. And hold. And exhaling at your leisure. And again, 1, 2, 3, in. And hold. And exhaling at your leisure. And again, 1, 2, 3, in. And hold. And exhaling at your leisure. As you continue to breathe in your own rhythm, in your own pace, in your own time, let us reflect and remember that we are on our way to a vision of ourselves, of our highest, most loving and peaceful and positive good, that we are deserving, that we are valuable, and that the vision is always on its way. And on this, let us take our final deep collective breath together. 1, 2, 3, in. And hold. And exhaling at your leisure. Taking our final deep breaths in this moment, in this sweetness, and the sacredness of our sacred space. Breathing in the goodness and the values and the teachings and the love of Dwayne Calizo and of our queer community and the community as a whole. All friends, all allies, all loved ones, all admirers, and all beings, welcomed, loved, with generosity and care. And as you breathe, find yourself bringing this energy back into this sacred space, bringing back with you the sacredness, the sweetness, the love, the compassion, the generosity that you found in your safe, sacred space, bringing that back into the present moment, finding yourself coming back into a place of pleasant awareness. With ease, let us count down from 3, 2, and 1, and let us take a cleansing breath in the present together. 1, 2, 3, in, hold, and exhaling at your leisure. Bringing the eyes into a soft gaze, coming into a place of full awareness. Feeling your feet and your ankles, feeling the knees, awareness of the thighs, feeling your seat supported, the back elongated, the head floating above, the neck outstretched. As we rotate to the left, 1, 2, and to the right, 1, 2 times. Bringing ourselves back into awareness, shaking the shoulders, a little friction to the hands, bringing ourselves into the present conscious awareness of our oneness, of our togetherness, of us in community, in honor and in tribute of Dwayne Calizo, and in tribute to the renaming of the Queer Cultural Center's new Dwayne Calizo Emerging Artist Residency. Thank you for sharing in this meditation, in this tribute, in this naming, in this divine answering. an acknowledgement of our queer ancestor, Dwayne Patrick Calizo, founder of Mama Calizo's Voice Factory Theater in San Francisco, California. Thank you for joining me. Ashe.
Having love for everyone is the price you pay for the heart made of gold from God above. Life's a story in itself, and your book is full. I can sit and listen to the words that brought me life. Keep striving for the sun. No darkness can overcome the light that shines from your heart. Keep striving for the sun. No darkness can overcome the light that shines from your heart.